Hello, I'm Dr. Karen Hiltz, and I want to welcome you to another session of the Apple Report. We're going to dive a little deeper as it relates to legislation and how that legislation gets put into policy and then implemented at the local district, school district, or school division. And we're going to talk about Arizona, Ohio, and Virginia. And we're going to kind of circle back around with regards to each of those states. And we'll start with Arizona. And Arizona's Constitution, Article 11, addresses education. As we've stated previously, there is a narrow interpretation of Blaine Amendment language, meaning that they have a little bit of flexibility with regards to how they use public funds for education programs. And Arizona has what's known as statutes. And this is where the legislation becomes the policy. Under Title 15, Chapters 1 through 19, that addresses education and the particulars with regards to the education system for the state. Chapter 1, Article 8, addresses charter schools. It will talk about what is a charter school. It will define it. It will give particulars with regards to creating. And it will also let you know who authorizes the use of charter schools in the state. Chapter 10, Article 6 and 7 talk about a special education voucher program and the particulars with regards to utilizing and being approved for that program. Chapter 19, Article 1 talks about the Empowerment Scholarship Account. And there again, what's authorized, what is mandated, how do you apply, that information will be there for you. Ohio Constitution, Article 8, addresses education, and they have no Blaine Amendment language. They have maximum flexibility with regards to what their legislature can propose with regards to programs and use of public dollars. They have what's known as the Ohio Administrative Code, and Title 33, Chapters 1 through 85 address education. Chapter 3310 talks about the scholarship programs that are offered in the state of Ohio. They have an EdChoice, an autism, and a special needs scholarship program. Now, when you read through the language in the code, it talks about tax dollars for chartered non-public schools. And basically what that is saying is that use of tax dollars for non-public education is authorized for these scholarship programs. For example, the EdChoice program authorizes qualified children to be awarded or approved a scholarship to be used at a private school. So they can use, if the child meets the qualifications under the program as stipulated in the code, that child will be able to use tax dollars and go to a private school. Now, in the state of Virginia, their constitution has Article 8, which addresses education, and they have a broad interpretation for Blaine Amendment language, meaning they're very restrictive with regards to how public taxpayer dollars can be used for education. They have a Code of Virginia, and under Title 22.1, Chapter 1 through 25 is where you'll find the elements related to education for that state. Chapter 13, Article 1.2 talks about charter schools, and that information under there will be, again, definition, what is required to start a charter school and who has the approving authority to allow a charter school to operate within the state. So these are some of the particulars, and hopefully this gave you some direction with regards to where to go to seek information as it relates to the various school choice programs authorized under your state. Now remember, the majority of programs fall within the public education system, and that's why they're in the statute or the code, is because it's been legislated and approved for to fall within fall under the purview of the public education system. Now, again, as I've stated previously, there are really only three types of education in the United States: public, private, and homeschool. Public and private school, private and homeschool are what they are. It's the public education system that has this range of choices and opportunities and programs. There are a few exceptions, but we'll talk about those in a later session. But hopefully this was informative for you and gave you some direction that will help inform you as a consumer. Next week, we're going to talk about court cases, and we'll talk about a few significant precedent-setting court cases that have had a major or significant impact on the education system in the United States. So please like and share this. Give me feedback, as I welcome feedback, and we will see you next week. Have a great one.